Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday night NXT post show. It is December 10th, and we are here to chat some NXT. Back once again, it's Denise Salcedo and Chinedu. Chinedu, how are you?
I am doing great. I'm happy because for one night only, because in my mind, you're still in Dallas, okay? In my mind, you're still in Dallas, okay? For the one time
Probably my brain is, though.
I'm accounted because tonight is the one time episode of the Texas Connection with Chinedu and Denise. It's awesome. She was just here in Texas, guys. I'm in Houston, and she was out in the other city in Texas called Dallas. She was there, so it counts. It counts.
I guess it kind of does because I was in Dallas there this morning and I flew back. What time did I leave? My flight left at 5 a.m. Dallas time. And I got back here to LA at 6:30. And I was super stressed out because I hadn't edited today's WrestleMania video. So I had to do that. And then it's just been like nonstop the whole day. So I'm honestly very tired. Like I gave up today, guys. Like you can tell, like this is me giving up. Ponytail, no hairspray. I was just in a sweater. This is me giving up right now.
But look, it's still A1, okay? Because you still showed up and ready to deliver. And speaking of that, guys, you heard Denise said she was just in Dallas for the AEW press release for the upcoming pay-per-view out there at Globe Life Stadium, big stadium. And in case you guys didn't know, okay, Denise does all this on her own dime, her own money, okay? So the way that she can make that money back, because again, this costs a lot. You guys go and watch those videos that she just posted, interviews with Bobby Lashley, interviews with Daniel Bryan, interviews with Tony Khan. Great content. You and Thunder Rosa. Great content you guys to see right now, okay, from some of the top stars in AEW. That's how you can help, okay? And also, the way you can help tonight is if you can do me a big Chinedu favor. This ain't Denise asking. This is me asking, okay? If we could all show big time love in the super chats tonight for the homie Denise, all right? Because this is expensive, right? Flying to Dallas, hotels in Dallas, food in Dallas, travel in Dallas, the press conference, editing, all that stuff. It all adds up to give us great content that we all enjoy on here every day, okay? If you can't, I understand, but if you can, it'll be a big Chinedu favor to me. So with that being said, sorry for the interruption. We can go and get started.
As long as people watch the videos, I am happy with that. I posted 15 shorts today, and I still have all of the shorts to do from the actual interviews. Those were just the 15 shorts from the actual pressers, for not even the presser, like the media event that they did. So those are up right now. And then it was 7 total interviews if you guys want to check those out. My second interview this year with Tony Khan, and then my first interview ever with Bryan Danielson, which was just super awesome to do. He was my first one too, Chinedu, like the first one of that set.
Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking, oh my God, because usually like the first interview is the one where I kind of get the kinks out, right? I try to, just get in the groove of things, get in the groove of doing the interviews. By the way, are you hearing an echo? Because I'm hearing an echo.
I hear a slight echo. Let me try to put my AirPods in. Let me see if
I think you got to put your AirPods on. If not, we're getting the echo from my voice when I speak. Yeah. But in the meantime, so I was the Bryan Danielson. There we go. So the Bryan Danielson interview, he was the first one. And usually with the first interview, I try to get get any nerves that I may have out of the way, and just also like the technical aspect of it, make sure that my camera is good, my audio is good, and everything. So the first interview is always the one where, I don't want it to be like the biggest star ever. And then Bryan comes in and I'm like, oh my God, my first interview of the day. So Bryan comes up and I'm like, Bryan, just so you know, you're my first interview of the day. So hold on one second while I get this stuff ready. I had to like reframe the camera because that's what happens when it's the first interview. And so he was really cool about it. And I'm going to actually probably post like some behind the scenes clips from that on the YouTube community section. I'm going to, for the DWO members, I am going to go ahead and post some like little behind the scenes stuff because I got some funny behind the scenes content from that. But let's go ahead and get into NXT because Chinedu, I had to watch Deadline today. I didn't watch Deadline on Sunday just because, life happened and all of this stuff happened. But fast forward to today, I was watching Deadline at separate times a day. I only got to see the men's and the women's Iron Survivor and then the Lola Vice Jada Parker match. So I didn't get to watch the Ridge Holland Trick Williams match, and I didn't get to watch the tag team match. And was I missing anything else? No, right?
No, I think that was it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I
because
just
yeah,
missed two matches then. Okay, two matches is what I missed, but I did watch like the three big ones. But for the most part, dude, I actually kind of thought, believe it or not, I thought that the men's NXT Deadline match was actually the Iron Survivor. That one was my favorite of the two, which I was surprised by because I thought, going into it, that my favorite Iron Survivor match was going to be the women's one. But I thought the men really did a great job at Deadline. I felt like there was just so much action to it throughout the entire thing. I managed to avoid spoilers for most of the show. And unfortunately, I did see the spoilers about Giulia, but I didn't see the spoilers about Oba Femi. So when he came out, first of all, I didn't even know that there was going to be a fifth person that was going to come out when Eddie Thorpe was out, right? And when it was Oba Femi, before Oba Femi came out, Chinedu, I was like, oh, I wonder if it would be Oba Femi. Oba Femi seems like the perfect person in this position for him to come out, right? And then he did, and I thought, oh, this is great. Oba Femi looks phenomenal. He looked like $1 million in this match. But Chinedu, I'm assuming you got a chance to watch NXT Deadline. If so, what did you think of the show?
Oh, I absolutely did. And I thought it was a great show. Like you said, too, I did like the men's Iron Survivor more than the women's, although women did great. I feel the men have something to prove. I feel they see the chats, they see online, they know the women run NXT. So they had to come out here and represent for real. They had to put on a great show. And I think they did because, again, every show, every PLE, the women take the headlines. They do. Every time they steal the show. So tonight, I was happy to see the great show from all of them. The way Oba Femi handled Ethan Page, my goodness. I was like,
fun.
Yes. I was like, God, dog, Ethan's selling like a mug. I mean, it was great, and I truly enjoyed it. I'm happy Oba Femi won because we're just talking about how we need like more credible challenges for Trick, and we feel Oba Femi is definitely that guy.
Oh, I can't wait to get into that confrontation that we got with Trick Williams and Oba Femi today. We'll get to that in just a second, but I'm going to kick things off with our super chats for today, and we're going to get started with Sheldon Jackson in the house. He says, so, Chinedu, what excuse do you have tonight? And it better not be diapers again because you've had 3 weeks to watch the Skeet video. Did you finally watch it, Chinedu?
I did not. I didn't, Denise. I didn't.
What excuse do you have this time?
My excuse is generally, even especially for today, because usually today I kind of pick up things for NXT and other kind of stuff, whatever. Today, I was actually at U of H hosting the UH basketball game, which we won, by the way. I'm actually currently at U of H right now. I'm on the roof right now in my car. The game just ended and hosting games all week. But to Sheldon Jackson, who is one of the best people of the DWO, Sheldo, all right, you have my word, okay? If you have, you have my word, okay? If I
you gave him your word last week, Chinedu, and the week before that.
Wait, did I?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I got it better then. Then you have my 2 words. All right, that's 2. That's 2 of them now. You have my 2 words. I will watch this video next week. If I do not, I will give $50 to our super chat next week myself. I'll do it, okay?
Okay, I hope
if I don't watch it.
I hope you forget. I hope all the diapers come to you, all the hosting jobs come to you, all of them.
Well,
keep you busy. We got Sheldon Jackson here who also says, also, it's kind of ironic that New Japan Strong was in Lowell last month with main evented by New Japan Dojo graduate Gabe Kidd, and this month NXT possibly headlined by another New Japan Dojo graduate in Eddie Thorpe. So it's so funny because Eddie Thorpe went from literally not being anyone that we rarely talked about on this show to suddenly he is, I don't know, what's something that's annoying and just like in the way? It's the piece of gum that you step on your shoe. That right now is Eddie Thorpe on this show.
Yeah, I agree.
In a good way.
No, I agree. Eddie Thorpe is like overdraft fees. It's like, you're just like, why?
Yes, overdraft fees. Thank you. That is Eddie Thorpe right now. He's driving me nuts on this show.
I am too, because first of all, we barely talk about this guy at all. And I was just like, and now he's ending a show, main eventing another show. I'm just like, okay, sure, I guess. But it's just, I mean, first of all, good booking, because they made us care about him, because we did not care about him at all. Like, him and Sean Spears were like right here. So there, I wasn't care about him at all. But now look at him now, man. Eddie Thorpe, what a weasel, attacked himself. You know, he went out there. I mean, this guy really went out there and beat himself. Wait, hold on, pause. No, he attacked himself. Wait, sorry.
I mean, hey, you want to beat yourself, might as well go right ahead. All right, let's get out of control. I was debating where to go with this. I didn't know where to go with this, Chinedu. I was like, what do I do? What do I say?
I'm going to drop my phone.
All right, guys, this is what happens. Look, I'm tired. As you can tell, I got the sleepy eyes. All right, Chinedu's been busy all day. We're not all mentally there at the moment, okay? We're not stable people at the moment. Okay, but let's go ahead and get into this Eddie Thorpe stuff because for whatever reason, he is a big conversation here today. And there was two portions in which we saw Eddie Thorpe in, but I want to, because here's the thing, like the one of the things that he's involved in, I don't want the subject to be Eddie Thorpe because he was part of this, but he wasn't the reason that we cared for what we saw. And that being said, we had the Iron Survivor winner for the men, and that was Oba Femi. Oba Femi goes out there and he ends up in a promo war between him and Trick Williams. They are in this confrontation together because, as you guys know now that he won at Iron Survivor at New Year's Evil in Los Angeles, January 7th, they are going to have a match for the NXT Championship. And it was so funny because in this moment, for a bit, Chinedu, I was thinking, damn, how am I going to pick between Oba Femi and Trick Williams? Like, these are two people that I really like. I'm a big fan. And one of them is going to have to persuade me in a certain direction. And as I was thinking it, I tweeted it out. And then a couple minutes later, we end up seeing Oba Femi cut a really freaking hilarious promo where he tells Trick Williams, with all of the attitude in the world, he says, I let you be number one. I allowed you to be number one. I allowed you to have this whoop that trick. But the way that, I'm not doing justice, the way that Oba Femi told Trick Williams that he allowed him to be all of these things, dude, I bought this. The way that he delivered this, it really made me think, you know what? Maybe Oba Femi's right. He did let Trick Williams have his time in the sun, but now his time in the sun, it's up, man, and it's Oba Femi's time. And so part of me is leaning towards Oba Femi. I went from not knowing which direction to go in to leaning towards Oba, but I got to tell you, it would be very easy for Trick to pull me back in the other direction.
Same here. Listen, you are correct. And like with the way Oba Femi came out there, and again, like his mic work is something we never focused on a lot, but the fact that he knows how to cut a promo makes it even more believable that this guy can really take it because he had that crowd behind him, like not necessarily siding with him, but they were into what he was saying. Like he came out there, it's like Mufasa was speaking. Okay, I allowed you to do it, so I let you be this top guy. I let you be number one. No, I allowed the whole wolf that trick era. It's because of me, oh. His eyes got real big like an African, real big. Not because of I allowed it though. I was like, yeah, I think he did.
Wait, hold on. So what you did right now, that face that you made, that was what Trick Williams was seeing, bro. If I was Trick Williams, I'd run. I'd be like, bro, that's it. I'm out. Yeah, I forfeit this match.
Yes. Well, you see all up in his nose. I can see his brain. I can see his thoughts. This dude is thinking about beating me up, bro. I can see it right there up his nose. I can see his thoughts. Listen to me. I'm going to win, and I believe it. I think, although I want Trick to win, Oba Femi is that credible challenger that I feel could take it from him. Rich Holland, I knew we knew that. All right, Eddie Thorpe, we know that too. And whatever. But Oba Femi though, because he had such a lengthy reign with the NXT North American Championship, I see them giving him a Gunther-like treatment with this title and a long, lengthy reign, and eventually, of course, getting Trick ready for possibly a main roster call up though, because right now they have the draft pool going. Yeah, the transfer window going on right now because you never know. Because now it's more sports based, so we may end up seeing Trick Williams on Raw one day. You never know.
I think, yeah, that's definitely something to consider is that come 2025. And I did a predictions video if you guys want to check that out, where I talked about some of the NXT people that I was sort of predicting both for the men and the women that may be being called up to the main roster. And granted, I did that video before they announced the transfer window. Had I known this transfer window was the thing, then obviously, I would have been more, Actually, no, I'm kind of proud that I put out that video right before because I'd had no idea that they were going to do no transfer window. But anyways, different subject for a different time, I guess. But here's the thing. Oba Femi. Oh, this is tough, man, because I feel like Trick Williams was really on top of the world, Chin. I really do think. I mean, we all remember the night that he won the title. They had that shot where like the whole entire PC shaked and it was so cool. And it felt like Trick Williams was pretty much untouchable. I hate that the feuds that he had sort of brought him down. So part of me, look, at New Year's Evil, we have 2 big matches, all right? I don't know that we're going to see both titles change hands at New Year's Evil. Maybe, just maybe, Shawn Michaels will be like, New Year, new NXT, and change both titles. But that doesn't mean that we don't know if that's going to happen. Chances are, if a title changes hands, it might just be the one title. So which title would it be? Would it be the Women's Championship, or would it be the NXT Championship for the men? Part of me, look, because Trick Williams has kind of had opponents that haven't been too great, part of me doesn't want to see him drop the title to Oba Femi, only because I'd rather have this be a longer feud between him and Oba that could kind of change the perception of what Trick Williams' reign has been. I do think that in the end, he should drop it to Oba Femi. I think that would be great, cool, and all of that, but not in the first matchup at New Year's Evil. Again, only because I want, when we look back at Trick Williams' reign, I want us to have something to talk about, because so far, all we really have to talk about is that like weird back and forth that we got between him and Ethan Page that had some matches that were decent, but they weren't like spectacular by any means. And then what else? Like, what else was there? There wasn't that much, but I do think if we get a program with him and Oba, it can happen, and it can be the conversation topic of his reign.
Absolutely, because to this point now, I do not recall a amazing like title defense that he had. That's like a knockout, drag out classic. If you go back and you look at a guy like, oh my God, what's his name? Escaping me right now.
Ilya, Carmelo,
yes. If you look at Carmelo and Ilya, that match, their series match of the year. Okay, they had classics
3 times,
three times, and all 3 could have been match of the year, in my opinion. So you see those kind of matches, and you see how they elevated the title. Trick elevates the title by his charisma, by his promos, by him being him. But in matches, we still haven't seen it yet, though. So I do hope this match between him and Oba will be that star of that classic, and I do want Trick to retain. Eventually drop it to Oba, but this first round, Trick has to retain to look more credible, in my opinion.
You know what else kind of threw me off? So we've been seeing Oba Femi sort of tower above all of these wrestlers. I didn't realize, and obviously we know Trick Williams is tall, right? Like we know this.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how tall Trick Williams actually is until I saw him in there with Oba Femi, which is kind of silly because I've seen Trick Williams in person. And I've also seen Oba Femi in person, and they were both super tall. But I guess in my mind, I always thought that Oba Femi was a little bit taller than Trick. But no, they're pretty much like the same size. That kind of threw me for a loop.
Me too, because in my mind, I'm thinking Oba Femi would have towered over Trick. I think because he's more stockier than Trick is. Trick is a more slim fit, I kind of muscular guy, and Oba Femi's more like, you said Oba lifts heavy and eats like waffle sandwiches and burgers at midnight. He be packing it on. I mean, he like that. He like a heavier set dude. But I was surprised because they were like face to face. I was like, okay. But the face to face I like though, because Trick, for the first time in a long time, he looked genuinely pissed off at what someone was saying to him. He looked like he was mad at Oba for like, what were you talking to? I liked it. I loved it.
I loved all of this too. But then we had Eddie Thorpe. Like you said, the overdraft fee, the gum in our shoe, the itch we can't stop scratching. It was Eddie Thorpe.
It was, absolutely.
I feel so. Here's the thing. I don't know if Eddie Thorpe getting under my skin means that it's working or not. It means it's working, right? What they're doing with Eddie Thorpe, because I can't stand the guy right now on the show, because he comes out and he ruins this like really great moment with Oba and Trick. Like, those are the stars, man. But Eddie Thorpe comes in and he makes it about him. And then he cuts this promo on Trick Williams, right? So he's trying to make it seem like he's the wrestler's wrestler, right? He's saying
Yes.
how he went and he was in the dojo and how Trick Williams just failed at being in the NFL and then just decided to try out for WWE, and he's just a sports entertainer, right? So I'm like, okay, we've heard similar types of promos like this from other people, sure. However, he completely lost all credibility, and this works because he is a heel, but he did lose all credibility in the end because he ends up signing a contract to have his match with Trick Williams, and he's so happy, he's so proud that he's getting this matchup, right? But then after he signs the contract, sign, seal, deliver, we then find out that he is the one who attacked himself, like it was a fake attack, and he got himself removed from the Iron Survivor match so he wouldn't have to wrestle all of those guys for 25 minutes. And then I'm thinking, you just came out and were acting like you were the wrestler's wrestler, but you didn't want to wrestle for 25 minutes with 4 other guys. Who's the sports entertainer now? You know, so I thought, like, bro, you lost all your credibility here, which I guess works out because he is a heel. But I hope somebody on the roster brings that up, like, oh, Trick Williams should say, hey, man, you were out here claiming that you're Mr. Dojo, Mr. I'm such a great wrestler, yet you couldn't go out there and wrestle all these other guys. I hope he brings that up because that's what I was thinking about during this.
Absolutely. And on top of all that, excuse me, I think it's just insane that after all that talking, like I really felt like he gave a recycled promo to me. It was a recycled promo. Things he said is what Ethan Page already said. So and I felt Ethan Page got a better reaction for it though, because when he said sports entertainer, the crowd didn't really pop for it. They didn't really, you know, I feel
because
like
they can't shit. I mean, you want to know why they can't shit on that? Because WWE promotes sports entertainment. Yes, it's in their branding. So if this was maybe, I don't know, a different audience, someone that had more of a anti-WWE crowd, then sure, you can go ahead and throw the sports entertainer line and it'll get a reaction, but it's not going to get that kind of a reaction in a WWE crowd.
It really isn't. Like if this is in front of an AEW crowd, it would have hit. It would have hit because they understand strong style, they understand the Japanese scene, all that. Most NXT WWE casual fans, they don't watch New Japan. They don't watch it, so they don't even know what that is, first of all. So saying it doesn't really resonate with them at all. And I'm indulging all that. To me, in my opinion, after that promo, I would have preferred after Eddie talked for like 5-10 seconds, I wanted Trick to drop him right then and there and then walk away. Because I feel that would have been better because it shows his annoyance and everything. And then backstage, have Eddie be annoying and get a title match back then. In my mind, though, it still went really well overall, though, but just I thought that because Eddie Thorpe is so annoying. And I think it's working. It's working so much. I was so annoyed.
Me too. I'm sorry, but this character of Eddie Thorpe, man, you know what? I guess it's working. Thumbs up to everybody, but he is successfully crawling underneath my skin and irritating me on this show. And he did so to Trick too, because Trick freaking punched Eddie Thorpe in the face and took him out. But next week, we are going to be seeing Eddie Thorpe versus Trick Williams. That will be happening. And that's, of course, en route till we finally get to Oba Femi and Trick Williams. That is, of course, if Eddie Thorpe doesn't just randomly defeat Trick Williams, which I don't think is going to happen.
Fingers crossed, though. And by the way, how big of a jabroni candy ass you have to be? And this is talking about just the character, though. For him to fake his own attack, that means he went there and laid down like this. Cameraman, call the cameraman. Hey, come on.
The boy who cried wolf, Chinedu, you know what's going to happen now? He's going to get beat up backstage by whoever, and then he's going to be like crying that nobody's helping him. And you know what? This time, no one's going to do anything about it because he's the boy who cried wolf.
Yes, he's the boy who cried wolf. And now I'm going to go in further and say, I think you hit Ava on purpose now. I take everything back now because now I don't believe nothing you say now. I don't believe nothing you say now, man. Sean, have him up again, Sean. Put him against that wall again, Sean.
Yeah, I second that. And I also loved Ava in this role too, because she had the face of you MFer. Like, you really got one over on me. And so now Ava is going to have to, find some way as the general manager to sort of get back on top, because at the end of the day, she's the boss there.
Yes, if I'm Ava, I'm like, hey, Hikaleo, I need a favor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next week. Yeah. Next week. Come on.
Me too. If I was Ava, I'd make Eddie Thorpe's life a living hell after that.
Oh,
But hey,
yes.
that's where we're at right now. We got Honey Drips is here. What's up, Honey Drips? Says, just wanted to stop by and show some love. You both are great. And Denise, you're my favorite podcaster. Thank you for working so hard for the DWO. Thank you so much, Hunter.
Yes.
I always get so happy when you pop into the shows. It really makes my day. Honestly, it really makes my day to see the regulars coming in. YouTube gives me all of these really fun stats about, I'm an YouTube analytics freak. So they give me all of these really great facts like, 54% of your audience came back last month. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly what we want, right? We don't want it to be like 10% because then it'd be like, why aren't you guys coming back? So no, I really do get very happy when I see regulars as well as new people here. It really is great. Thank you so much, Hunter. We got David Primero.
So much, Hunter. Thank you.
Who says Ethan Page deserves more. He has more charisma than both North American and NXT champion, maybe not the NXT champion. And he says, is it just me or Kelani Jordan is 1 mile away to turn on Giulia? Well, David, on Kelani's side, Chinedu has been saying that she was going to turn for a while now. Chinedu, are you still there right now for Kelani turning?
Yes, I am, because I feel like we're seeing more edge from Kelani. I like what we see. I'm happy that they didn't make her that one-dimensional white meat babyface Flex Cabana type character that has no real anger. I like she's pissed off. I like that she's mad. I like she's not going to take this crap anymore from these ladies. I like that. I love it. And then again, just give her nasty little suppress, little Leah bang right there, little middle part bust on like that. Give her a new outfit and she will be healed, okay? And I'm not talking about a little sassy diva. Yes, girl. No, nothing like that. I want her to be a dick, like Shawn Michaels 98 dickhead, okay? Like out here, like just run around knowing she's the best, okay? And come out in like Shawn Michaels costume, so because I feel Kelani and come out like a Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation type of like outfit to the ring with the hat on. Yes, girl. Yes.
He has the whole vision, David. So you're not alone here.
Yes.
Chinedu just painted it all out for you there. But in regards to Ethan Page, let's touch on that because we are seeing sort of a new character change for Ethan Page. So he essentially got an opportunity for the NXT North American title against Tony D'Angelo. And at first he had said like, I don't want that. It's below me. But then once Tony D took the offer away, suddenly he stood up and he's like, no. Like, I want this. And I thought, you better freaking want this, because I was scared that for a second they were going to let Ethan Page like shit all over the NXT North American title. And I'm like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that to any of your championship belts. And I'm actually a really big fan of the lineage that we have seen with the NXT North American championships. I don't want anyone to shit on it. So anyways, this all led to a match between Tony D and Ethan Page. This was a solid little match here. Like it wasn't extraordinary. But it wasn't bad. It was perfectly fine. But here's the thing. We see Tony D'Angelo counter the Ego's Edge. And Ethan loses this match, takes a spine buster, and it's over. Tony D defeats him. Now, this is why it means a little bit more, because Ethan Page had basically been saying, if I can't defeat you, kind of belittling him. It's like, if I can't defeat you, who the hell even am I? What am I even doing? I'm not going to be NXT champion if I can't even defeat Tony D'Angelo, right? But no, Tony D'Angelo got his win here. And then we got a parking lot interview where Ethan Page is suddenly starting to feel a little babyface to me, because he's talking about how he's down, he's confused, he's lost, he doesn't really know who he is right now. And then he leaves. And then I started thinking, what if we don't see Ethan Page anymore until either A, that transfer window, or B, the Royal Rumble? Or do you think that's too long? Am I crazy?
Oh, no, you're not crazy. Royal Rumble is next month. That's not crazy at all. We're looking at booking level. That's next month.
Technically, it's in February. I know we always say next month because it's usually January. Yeah, so you know how Royal Rumble's usually like the last weekend of January? This time it's February 1st.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, WWE. But okay, I still feel it's still. I'm surprised at that too, because usually it really is January. Okay, but regardless, I still feel it's a good amount of time. I must forget about Ethan Page for a little bit. And although I know I'm not an Ethan Page fan like that. I wanted him to win tonight. I want him to win that belt so bad. I want it off Tony D so bad.
Dude, oh my God, I forgot to mention this. Okay, so I had made a thumbnail, right? Because I've been so behind this week that I didn't get to make the NXT stream link for that I usually do. I usually make it like a week in advance. And this time, you guys will know I made it right as the show was happening. So I kind of just put together something, right? When this match was announced, I thought that it was announced because Ethan Page was going to win. And I even made a brand new thumbnail. I made a Ethan Page wins NXT North American Championship. Bro, I jumped the gun because I thought he was going to win. And so I was so wrong. But actually, I'm so glad that Killer of Demon 669 brought this up because we did talk about this. I think last week or 2 weeks ago, someone had mentioned, hey man, what about the possibility of seeing the North reunited over on NXT? And that is, of course, the team of Josh Alexander and Ethan Page from back in his TNA days, pre his AEW days. So it's been a long time. And so what if, he's lost, he's not really, maybe he needs a blast from the past to sort of get him back to who he used to be.
I mean, hey, if we're gonna do that, let's go all the way, man. Let's bring in Scorpio Sky too. Let's have him pick between either the North or America's Top Team. Which one are you gonna pick, Ethan?
100% the North. 100% the North. Please, doesn't even compare. 100% the North. Okay.
Please, all right. The North, bro.
Chinedu, that was an easy answer for me. So I do like that idea. I love the idea of that being sort of a pie in the sky dream right now of Josh Alexander coming to NXT. We'll see. Who the hell knows? If not, then hey, we either see him come do maybe the talent transfer thing. Maybe we see him at the Rumble, or maybe he just gets involved in another story in the next couple of weeks. So we'll find out how this change sort of occurs.
I mean, honestly, I would love to see them reunite as a tag team, win the tag belts too. And I would love to see Ethan Page turn on Josh because I feel Josh should get a great singles run in NXT if it's possible. I think he would be a great addition to the roster, to me, in my opinion. And I feel at that point, he may have them separate, have them win the tag titles, help, have Ethan remember what's like the whole gold again, a good taste of gold. But then remember, you know what? You know what tastes better than tag gold? Singles gold. Bop! And just betray him like that and, get on his way back to the NXT title. But I feel it could be really great, though, but mainly because we get Josh Alexander in NXT. I feel that's long overdue.
What Ilya Dragunov was to NXT when he was there is the position that I can see Josh Alexander being on NXT if he came in. Like, he is going to be the guy that you're like, all right, I want to see everybody wrestle him, and he's going to make everybody better wrestlers, better workers, period. And then once again, he's going to be that guy where after, a certain period of time on NXT, you get him the hell out of there and you take him to Raw and SmackDown because that is where the money is going to be. And you put him in there with Pete Dunne, you put him in there with Sheamus, you put him in there with AJ Styles, you put him in there with whoever the hell can wrestle, and you make some money. Oh, Chad Gable. All right, see, now I'm fantasy booking a bunch of other stuff, but let's stay back on topic. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry, Chinedu.
Well, if we can veer off topic just for one quick second. Speaking of Raw, by the way, Denise, congratulations, 8,000 plus views on the Raw review.
And that was just a video, Chin. There's the live stream too. It's the live because I did watch along with the live stream, and then afterwards I clipped out the podcast portion and posted it as a video. So it's the video views plus also the ones that watch live, which was about like 2,000 people watching live when we did the podcast.
So let's easily call it over 10,000 people watching Denise Salcedo on a Monday night.
And I'm like, and that's not including the Twitter numbers as well. And I think Facebook, maybe. I think I was live on Facebook. Maybe not on Facebook. No, I was live on Facebook the following week. You
better talk your shit, girl. You better talk your shit. You hear me? You see me saying the camera like that? You better talk your shit, girl. I'm gonna talk your shit, girl. Let them know. Let them know. Oh,
exactly. It's so funny to me, by the way. The craziest thing about leaving Fightful, just to kind of give a side little nugget, the craziest thing to me about leaving Fightful is how many people didn't realize that I only worked there once a day. Do you have any idea how many people have reached out to me and they're like, oh my God, you left Fightful? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, you moved all your shows? And I'm like, they've been on my channel forever. Like, what are you talking about? People are like, oh, are you totally on your own now? And I'm like, I'm my own.
Yes.
Like, I did one show. And I didn't realize how many people didn't know that. And that was like, that's been the biggest shocking thing to me, where I have to explain to people, hey, I just work there once a week. That was literally it. Like, I've been working on my channel pretty much full time.
That
This
is
is
so
wild.
That's great. People think that too. Maybe because when they scroll, they'll just pop up. They think it's Fightful. Like, guys, it's only one video a week from Fightful.
Yeah, that's been the trippiest part. It's been the trippiest part, but I'm like, whatever. At least people know now. So there, I'm like, problem solved. But yeah, like Ender Buckley says, we've been over here. Exactly. I wouldn't have just left, cold turkey with nothing to lean on. So
Exactly.
yeah. All right. We got Terrence Johnson here who says, so what's the verdict for my comment last night? Oh, yes, Terrence Johnson. Let me pull up your super chat from yesterday. Oh, man, I need to find it. Hold on one second. Chinedu, can you give your thoughts on NXT Deadline, Lola and Jada while I look for this?
Absolutely. First of all, Terrence, thank you for being a super chat giver for two nights in a row, man. Appreciate that. Lola and Jada Parker was, probably my favorite match of the night because, like we said before, I knew Lola was going to win. I know Lola was going to whoop that ass like that, though. I mean, she went in there and she delivered, honestly, and the way I felt it should have been storyline-wise, because hardcore matches, that's Jada Parker match, right? Underground is all Lola Vice, and it should have been dominance. And it looked like Jada Parker, who's usually the badass, she looks tough. She looked like she was concerned in that match, which I felt was great storytelling by her, facial expressions and her look of concern. And when she lost in the end, her look of just despair and looking lost, I loved it so much, because with these two people who do not need the Iron Survivor Challenge, at this point, they might not even need a title at this point. These two have gotten themselves over so much as standouts of the women's division that they went in there and they put on a class. I feel a good match for that PLE, a standout match, though, because these two ladies, again, I feel this is like young Rock, young Triple H when they were going at it, and they don't need they don't need a title behind, because these two are going to be big stars for years to come. And I loved the storyline that they had in there, showing Jada Parker online walking to the back. She gave no comment. She gave no statement about the loss, whatever. I was hoping we'd have gotten an in-ring segment from Jada Parker, though. I know they had her in there, with no quarter catch crew tonight. I was hoping for a little bit more for her from that, though, but still okay, still good. Overall, a great showing from these two stars who I feel will be big-time main event additions to the main roster very soon.
So back to Terrence Johnson here. Thank you so much for stalling, Chinedu. He had sent this on the Raw post show, but I couldn't answer at the time because I hadn't seen NXT Deadline yet. But he had basically said, Roxanne beat Giulia, Stephanie and Zarya pinned Roxanne, but Giulia wins Iron Survivor. I'm confused. Okay, so let's kind of talk about this here for a bit, because Roxanne, so of course, we're going to talk a whole lot about Roxanne and Giulia and all of that, because we did get a whole lot of them here today. Now, I feel it's so funny, because when we were sort of breaking down our predictions, Chin, you and I were sort of like, all right, it could be this person. I think you had Stephanie Vaquer, and who was your other option? There was one other person. It wasn't Giulia, though. And then mine was Giulia and Stephanie Vaquer. So it seemed like we both had Stephanie on there. And I think here's the thing. When we saw Roxanne and Giulia, I thought it was a fine match. I did think that it wasn't Roxanne's, like, I've seen better Roxanne matches. Like, I love the match that she had with Thea Hale more. I love the match that she had with Jordan Grace more. And I think because the Giulia and Roxanne match got hyped up so much, I think I was expecting a really, really high level for what we were going to see. So it didn't really happen. And I kind of thought, you know what? I think they're probably sort of they're only giving us a preview here. I feel like down the line, we're probably going to get a little bit more between Giulia and Roxanne. And for the most part, this has been the feud that, God, before even Giulia was there, that people anticipated. However, even though this is the one that people anticipated before she got to NXT, it almost feels like, because we already saw that match, it may not feel like the one that everyone wanted to see, because I think Chinedu, and I don't want to speak for you, but I'll speak for me when I think I would have rather have seen Stephanie versus Roxanne. But because I knew with the direction that they were going, I knew that wasn't going to happen. And yes, we did see, Zarya get a pin over her in that, what was it? No, it wasn't the 5-on-5. I'm trying to remember when she got the pin on her. But was it the 5-on-5? No,
I think it was.
Jordan Grace. Wasn't that Jordan Grace? It was Jordan Grace and Zarya had the moment, and I think it was Zarya that beat Roxanne. Sorry, I'm trying to remember where I saw that. But anyways, the point is here that this feels like the story that they were aiming for before Giulia even got here. So it's almost like it was sort of predetermined on that.
Absolutely. I saw it being Stephanie for a full collision course because of the reaction and how they built it up. But in hindsight, if they're saving that for a big time end game, you need somewhere there in the meantime. I'm not saying Giulia is like, filler, but Giulia is a credible contender who we can believe can be the title, and we could be a good program until we get Stephanie and Roxanne heated up. So I feel it'd be great. Again, I hate that I lost that pick because I picked Stephanie and you did pick Giulia. You were right, Denise. You were very right. But again, I'm looking forward to the great matches though. I don't see Giulia winning, like Roxanne said though, but I do think it's gonna be a great showing.
You don't see Giulia winning?
No.
See, remember earlier I had said I think only one title would change hands unless, they decided to change both titles. New hands again, new year, new NXT. Yeah. But if I were to say only one title change hands, would it be Oba Femi becoming NXT champion, or would it be Giulia becoming NXT Women's champion? I think I would probably think it was the better chances of it being Giulia, only because it feels like, okay, it didn't happen the first match that they did together. She won the Iron Survivor, which is huge. And they really like to put, you really want to put over that match, of course. So I do think that if anybody was going to win, it would probably be Giulia.
Man, Denise, now you say it that way. Dang it, Denise. I
don't know. Maybe.
Well, again, because I'm biased though, because I'm Team Roxanne, aka Team Carla. Okay, that's my.
You're like Booker T. You just see Roxanne and nobody else.
I do. That's Roxanne and Jada, man. That's the team, because Jada Parker is dope, and Roxanne's reality. Roxanne's Road Nation out here in Houston, man. That's H-Town family, man. So I can never really go against Roxanne too ever. But I do. It could happen though. But in my mind, like I feel like they want Stephanie to be the one. To me, I just have that feeling.
I would be happy if it was Stephanie. I think that Stephanie has been more impressive, in my opinion. When I was watching the Iron Survivor, when I saw Stephanie, because, there was a moment where Giulia had gotten Stephanie, but Stephanie sort of reversed this pin on her, and she did, I don't even know, I think on commentary they called it like the snap with her body, where she locked herself in. I mean, I can't even explain to you like the movement that she did with her body. And it was just so impressive. It was so impressive that I thought that Stephanie should have gotten the 3 count there. When Giulia won, it didn't feel, and I get it, they wanted to tell a story of like, oh, you ran out of time. They kind of did that for both the women and the men, like, oh, you ran out of time, so that's it. But no, I kind of felt like Stephanie, to me, in that moment, should have gotten the 3 count. And I think had she gotten the 3 count in that moment, she either would have won or tied, if I remember correctly. Sorry, I didn't write any of this down on my notes. I was eating pizza and catching up with Iron Survivor. Literally, I was eating my pizza and my Cheetos going, let me see what's going on NXT Deadline. I couldn't hop onto this post show without having seen what happened on the show,
First of all, ain't no words about that. You eating good food, okay? You said Cheetos got me locked in now. You ain't saying nothing but a word, okay? You eat that good food. And to your point, honestly, I want to be Stephanie. I know this is kind of a personal thing, but I really wanted Stephanie and Roxanne to cut an all Spanish promo. I wanted that because these are 2 Latinas that can go in this ring. I can go because some folks don't realize Roxanne's Latina too. I'm like, her name's Roxanne Perez. How do you not know that?
I guess I just thought people knew, but maybe I just assumed.
I get it's people like I know she's Latina. I was like, what? But anyway, I feel it'd be great though, because I feel with Stephanie, even though she knows English too, what I hate from the idiot wrestling fan, if a wrestler can't speak fluent English, they view them as like less than, not realizing, hey, this girl knows 2 languages. That's pretty smart, actually, But hey, regardless though, whatever, right? I love hearing promos in Spanish because like for him, like Damian Priest, when he cuts from promos in Spanish, I feel it more. I can't understand most, right? But I feel it more. And I feel with Stephanie and Roxanne, if they went full Spanish, the crowd will be all behind it though. Because to see Stephanie get riled up in Spanish and get pissed off, because again, Latina speaking Spanish when they're mad that is a powerhouse steamroll. I'll give you an example, okay? This is back in the gap. Okay? I was in like high school. I went on a double date with my friend Jerome, right? I was dating this girl. Her name was Bianca. My other friend dated a girl. Her name was Cynthia. Cynthia was Puerto Rican, right? My friend Jerome, I don't know why he did this, right? He called that girl who was Puerto Rican Mexican. Look, do y'all see Denise's face? Y'all see her face?
Yeah, people get insulted by that. People get insulted if you call somebody like if someone's Salvadoranian and you call them Mexican, or if you call them Mexican Salvadoranian, or blah, 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 vice versa and all of that. Yeah, it gets very insulting.
Yes, and listen, the 10-minute cuss out that she gave my friend Jerome should have been on Raw, okay? She went in, okay? And we were like 17 years old. And I've been almost crying. I was like, "You all right, bro?" I was like, "You can't say that." She talked about him like a dyke. She went in on him. And I was I was like, I'm impressed. Like, God, but that kind of passion, I feel they will have in the ring because I feel these two can make us believe that they really hate each other in Spanish. And I hope that we can make that happen one day. I know it's a kind of a pipe wish thing, but in my opinion, I think that'll be a great segment.
No, it's so funny because it's true. Like, you'll never know when I'm mad, but you'll know for sure if I'm mad in Spanish. If I'm mad in Spanish, just get away from me because I'm really pissed off if I start cursing in Spanish or talking in Spanish or I'm just like going off because I speak fluent Spanish, but obviously not professional Spanish. I feel like there's a difference between professional and conversational Spanish. Like conversational Spanish, I got it. Professional Spanish, if you were to put me on the news and be like, tell us what's going on with the government in Spanish, I'd be like, el presidente, la Casa Blanca. It would be so freaking rudimentary. El presidente de la Casa Blanca. Oh, man. I think Chin's dead. Chin, are you alive?
¿Por qué?
But no, it's true though. Like, that's just like, there's a difference. And I feel like you only know, like, if anybody here speaks Spanish, you know what I'm talking about when there's like professional speaking Spanish and then there's conversational slang type of Spanish. I'm a conversational slang Spanish person, but anyways, yes. Terrence Johnson, thank you so much for the super chat yesterday and today. And I hope I sort of answered your question here. I think it was like maybe the heart won Stephanie Becerra, but based off of just like the just based off of what he had been seeing the last couple of weeks, I think the brain said Giulia. It was set up before she even got there. We got Cheatsteak 59 with a very generous super chat who says, why are they trying to kill Nathan Frazier and Axiom? They've been trying to do this, right? Like now it's poor Nathan Frazier's all beat up. I mean, poor guys. But no, they've also been teasing this on and off breakup now for a while. And I think they're on kind of good terms now. Sometimes it switches back and forth.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because these two guys, I mean, they weren't meant to be a tag team anyway. They were both single stars who just happen to have great chemistry in the ring together, whatever. So I'm gonna be honest, I love them in matches. They put on great matches, but I am ready to see new tag champs, man. I really am. I'm ready. I'm done with Axiom. I'm happy for both, but I would love to see them kind of go in the singles direction because we need more people in the main event scene. Who knows? They could elevate and be in that scene too. One is a face, one is a heel. You never know. Because right now, I see guys like Hank and Tank who could use those tag titles right now. Like they could go to someone else, right? I want them specifically. So hopefully we can make that happen, man.
What'd you think of the tag match with Hank and Tank and Tyson and Tyreek? Specifically, what'd you think of Tyson and Tyreek? Because they're not people that we see very often on the show.
Not exactly, too. And when I saw one of them, I think one of them is Nigel. Now, I saw the last name. I was like, do I know him? Do I know your father? What is your father's name? Let me know. But I was happy to see them as a great showing. We never really see them on TV too much. I felt they had a good showing. I knew Hank and Taylor were going to win in the end. I felt they did okay. But for me, I want to see more of them because I feel like I got to have more of a sample size, kind of get a good idea of who they are, what they're going to be. I forget about them, honestly, when we do the show. Even when I see them on TV and things like that, they kind of fade memory, though. So it's good to see them on TV, get some ring time in. I hope they build them up over time because we do need more tag teams, especially like that. But for right now, my focus to me, Hank can take all the way, baby. My focus.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I'm interested in Tyson and Tyreek based off what we saw today for two reasons. One, I like that they're meaty. You know me, I like meaty men. I get on board very fast. And then secondly, I do like that they had some speed to them. You know, being big guys, you don't want them to be in there moving like freaking figurines. I thought they had some nice little movement to them. And I thought, all right, that's enough. They didn't, this wasn't too much of a match, but they gave us enough of a sample size for me to at least say, hey, you know what? I do want to see a little bit more of Tyson and Tyreek. And I know we'd seen them in the past, but again, it was such small sample sizes and so far and few in between that you forget. I know I forgot. Like, I probably wouldn't be able to like point them out and tell you specifically, who they are had you shown me like 2 weeks ago. So they just kind of need to constantly be on the show. And that's how it is for everybody, of course. More constant that they are, the more you remember them. But overall, I thought it was a fine little sample size that we got there for today. We got Terrence Johnson here who says, how would you book Trick to lose? I would say the third I would say give us a whole trilogy with him and Oba Femi. I would say let's take it to Stand and Deliver because I know that's where, the big moments happen and they usually feel a little extra special. I would take it as far as I could, and it would be with Oba Femi getting that victory over him. But after like a long, hard-fought battle of Trick Williams, like constantly successfully defending that title, but I don't know. I that's how I would want to see it.
I think I'm gonna make mine a little bit more complex. I'm kind of pulling of a throwback in a way to kind of get Trick off of NXT and also the main roster and give someone else something to do. I feel after I'm like, what is his name? Carmelo Hayes. I'm sorry. I feel after Carmelo Hayes loses to, I believe, will be Penta as a surprise opponent. I'm thinking could be Penta. You know what I'm saying? So don't meddle. If he loses to him, I feel people shouldn't be in the back saying, isn't it crazy how 2 years ago you were him and Trick Williams was the guy next to him, but now Trick Williams is him and you're the guy losing on Raw. Isn't that crazy? So I feel that should happen, and a few weeks later, Carmelo Hayes interferes, costs Trick the title, and that forces Trick to come to SmackDown and handle business, man. Like, hey, man, I thought we was done with this, bro, but you called me out here. Now I'm on Raw. Now I'm on SmackDown. What's with it? I feel that could be a good way, too.
And you would resurface that feud with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams on the main roster.
Yeah, mainly because I feel I want Carmelo to have something to do. Nothing to do right now.
That is true. You're not wrong about that.
Yeah. So me in that way, and they get Trick on, and I mean, I can't wait to hear Trick debut on the main roster because the whole crowd, Raw, SmackDown, is going to be chanting "Whoop that Trick." Even if they don't know who he is, they're going to do that chant because it's very catchy.
We got Dan Jackson here who says, "Did Eddie become the new Lexus King and cringy?" Maybe. I think you're onto something because now Lexus King has like really pulled back and he's trying to change who he is to, sort of along the same lines of Ethan Page, where they're trying to find themselves in another, find themselves in different ways, right? But Lexus King has definitely pulled back. So Eddie Thorpe is that new person. He's being the new, God, I don't even know what to say. He's the nail in our tire. That's
He is the new, don't say PITA, the new PETA, pain in the ass.
Oh, the new pain in the ass?
Yeah. Is that what's a PETA, PITA?
In the ass. PETA, yes, the new PETA.
Yeah, PETA.
Wait, people actually say that? They say PETA for pain in the ass?
No. Well, I used to say that. I used to teach, so I used to find words to not cuss in front of my kids or whatever. I would say certain things back in the day. Because whenever certain kids would be like bad or certain things like that, whatever, I started teaching, hey man, got my Peter here for the day, certain codes.
Yes, use your code words.
Right.
Okay. No wonder I was like, pita. I never heard anybody say pita. All right, we got like you're talking pita. Give me some pita bread. Give me some hummus, and I'm on board, man.
Make me hungry, man.
We got Steven Marchuli here who says with 2 title matches at New Year's Evil, I think only one title changes hands. Yeah, that's where I've been too. That's why I'm like, all right, if it's going to be one of them, it might be, the NXT Women's Championship. So I'm on board too, Steven, but who knows? Sometimes they like to surprise us on NXT and sometimes they like to completely swerve us. So maybe we could see two titles change hands. And BTW, I know we kind of talked a whole lot about, Giulia and Roxanne, and that kind of got, lost in the shuffle. But we didn't even talk about the actual execution of what happened here tonight because Giulia went out there, very, very brief promo. She was cut off by Roxanne, basically telling her things that we've already heard say before to Giulia because they've had this confrontation before. But it was basically just her saying she's not on her level. And this led to Cora Jade coming out and attacking Giulia. But then Kelani came out and had her back because it was revealed that Stephanie Vaquer was attacked behind the scenes backstage. And then this led to the main event match with Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade versus Kelani and Giulia. And we ended up seeing a fun match here. It was fun to see the NXT Women main event. And one of the things that I was thinking about while I was watching this was that we got women main eventing on Raw with Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley last night. And then we got the women main eventing here today on NXT. And I thought, dude, what if like I don't know if they've noticed this. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. What if we ended up seeing the same thing on SmackDown and actually had the women main event on SmackDown? I thought that would be incredible. So I almost felt like tweeting that out just to like maybe get it out there in case you just never know, right? But either way, I thought Kelani looked freaking awesome in this, like she always does. She hit that split-legged frog splash that she does, and I swear she just gets higher and it just gets cleaner. Cora Jade does get the win for her team, but we do get a lot of action between Roxanne and Giulia during this. And afterwards, we do see Stephanie Vaquer come out and chase after Cora Jade, basically wanting revenge for that attack. But what'd you make of all of what we saw here?
I thought it was very, very great. I enjoyed this entire segment. I love the match. By the way, I do hope that SmackDown does main event with a women's match. A clean sweep will be amazing because on NXT tonight, it goes to show you the star power of the women. There was a title match on this show, and it did not main event. It did not main event. A tag team match did. That shows you how much the women are the money on this show. Facts. And I enjoyed it, though. I really like this tag match. Kelani, the way she saw it, I feel like she gets higher than RVD does. In the ring. I was
gonna say, are you sure about that, kid? Are you sure about that?
Sorry, y'all. Quick, sorry, pause, y'all. Sorry about that. I remember that she gets I feel like she gets higher air than RVD does in that ring because that frog splash. I thought, she went up so high. She hit Monday Night Raw real quick before she landed on NXT. She just boom and came down on there in that ring, and it was so great. Again, I love the edge that Kelani has. I love seeing her be aggressive and not just be like, oh, I'm happy to be here. I'm like, no, I'm pissed off. I like that on her. Roxanne Perez looked like she put on some muscle. She leaned up more. And the thing is, they're already skinny.
That.
To me, she did she leaned up or got muscle. And they're already thin. They're already in great shape too. I feel like they'll need to lose no weight. Okay, if anything, give them some cheeseburgers. Okay, if anything, give them some cheeseburgers. Okay, and if anything, all right. If anything, they are in great shape. But to me, it looked like Roxanne put on more muscle. Like she looked taller than me or something like that. Maybe because I'm seeing her is this little, the little chubby cheek 16-year-old kid in my mind. Now that she's like a 22, 23, face slenders up a little bit more as you get older, whatever, though. But she looked like she was very toned, very fit. Just much love to all of them in that ring, though. And it's a great match. I love how it ended. And I'm looking forward to seeing more. I love seeing Stephanie come in and get her revenge back. I do want to see what they do with Kelani next, though, because I don't think Kelani Cora Jade is the direction right now. I think it's going to be more Stephanie Cora Jade. So I wonder what they're going to do with Kelani right now. Because I feel she's already had her run against Fallon Henley already. I feel that's done. So what happens next?
Yeah, because at the end of this, I came out of it going, oh, Cora Jade, Stephanie Vaquer, this is where we're going. And I feel like that's the best way to do it because Cora Jade, since her return, I don't know, she just has sort of been there, right? Like she hasn't been the same, she's not on the same level right now as Roxanne. Roxanne is on a totally different level. And even though they're, friends now and they're working together, it feels like Cora Jade is her sidekick. So yeah, part of me is like, all right, we can get Cora Jade into a big program with Stephanie. And I feel like those two, they might have some fun there. So yeah, I can't wait to see that. We got Ryan Adams here who says, Ava deserved this. She ignored Eddie for so long. He tricked her to get what she wanted. Work smarter, not harder. Ryan Adams, I think you are the only Eddie Thorpe fan in the entire existence of fans.
The only one. Just you and Eddie Thorpe's mama. That's it. Just y'all two in that fan club.
Ryan Adams also says, I believe Roxanne is the only winner of the Iron Survivor that went on to win the title. All the others have lost their shot. I remember Sheldon sent me a couple of facts of those, so I have to probably reread them. But Ryan Adams, thank you so much for both of those super chats. We got Stephen Marchuli here who says, Giulia versus Stephanie at Stand and Deliver would be epic. It definitely would. That would be like main event status stuff for sure. Thank you, Steven. We got David Primero here who says, FYI, both Iron Survivors winners a loss last year. See, we gotta get some winners out there, man. Come on, like no more losing, because at this point, like, what's the point? You're just gonna keep losing? Come on, we gotta get some winners. But yeah, hey, it is what you make of it. Lawrence Ross says, hey, Denise and Chinedu, so pleased with the women this week. Chinedu, no diapers today, JK, LOL, great show. Lawrence, thank you for the kind super chat, man. It was very, very generous of you. And yes, Chinedu, no diaper excuses today, week 1.
None today, though, but I got a text right now. I got some waiting on me when I get home, though. Just let you know that they're already waiting on me, stacked up, ready to get taken out, and they stank. So they waiting on me at the door.
That was sad. Lawrence Ross also says, great interview with Swerve. Guys, go watch it. Please do, guys. The Bryan Danielson interview, the Swerve interview, Bobby Lashley, Tony Khan, Darby Allin, Thunder Rosa, AJ from the Costco guys. All of that is up here right now on the channel. Thank you, Lawrence. We also got Terrence Johnson here who says, New Day are the new Dominic. Bro, they're getting booed harder than Dominic, I feel.
Yes, they are. They are. And the fact that he is amazing. And the stuff that they said, I felt was even better because I feel like they said what natural heels would say. They were up there like, we didn't beat him up, y'all. Y'all like we beat, because that was their argument. We could have hit him with a chair. So we could have done all we didn't do anything. Y'all booing us for one day. That was gold. They are amazing at this. And I feel it takes so much preparation to remember all the things they say. Because they reference a lot of different things. So I know it would take a lot of work to do that. And I feel this is the best storyline in WWE right now. I'm more interested in this than the Bloodline. And I love the Bloodline storyline a lot. But this has me like glued in.
I don't blame you. It's been good stuff, man. We got Ryan Adams here who says Eddie was just taking inspirations from his girl Dakota Kai like she did to Bailey before Mania. Hey, good stuff, man. Nice little throwback. And a couple of forgotten about any of that.
I did too.
Ryan, thank you so much for the super chat as well. All right, so we got like a few more topics to get into. So let's go ahead and do like a speed round here and just kind of knock these out. So here we go. Wesley, Javon, Evans. Wesley got a haircut, Chinedu. But we also saw Javon Evans kick out of the Cardiac Kid kick, and he got himself a win after a corkscrew splash. What'd you think of Wesley and Javon Evans?
I thought this was a really, really great match. I'm happy to see Wesley in something interesting now. I'm happy to this feud, because again, I feel like this is going to be a good feud of aerial styles. Like, to me, in my mind, this is who is the king of the air in NXT. Is it a babyface air or heel air? Because I feel like they have two different styles that both require aerial offense and things like that. So I feel it's like a really good matchup between these two. I love Wes Lee's look tonight, okay, with a cool little jacket, kind of a dickhead aura to himself. I like that. I want a new Titantron image, okay? DBZ's great. It's great. But we're not a wrestler anymore, guys. We're not doing this stuff anymore. So I need a more serious Titantron screen. That's great. I love the haircut. Okay, again, I'm jealous, okay, because the hairline, I'm jealous, okay? But it was really great. I'm happy to see this in between these two. I felt like Wes Lee's mic skills were much better in this promo against Javon, because when he was going against the Rascals, whatever, it was terrible. It was like, you get to me! That's my fiance! Who's your fiance? That get to me! Who gonna come again? Here they come! Okay, Sean, cut the mic, Sean. Please cut the mic, Sean. Cut the mic, Sean. But now, much better. I feel Wesley's more poised. He's kind of like that kind of jaded superstar. He's like, you'll see how I feel later. And he was angry about that. And it's like, okay, and I like that perspective on it. Kind of like, you don't know you don't know anything, kid. I've been through a lot. I like that. So I love the matchup. I want to see what happens next. I do like that Javon won. I do like that because I want to see Wesley get more angrier. So I liked it. I really did.
Good stuff, man. All right, Lash and Jakara, Soruka and Zarya. We ended up seeing a confrontation that happened backstage. Lash Legend getting very confident and sort of, going after and poking the bear in Zarya. But this is going to lead to a tag team match that we are going to be seeing next week. Were you surprised by this, Chin?
I was surprised to see them back on NXT like that, because I felt like they were quietly kind of putting them on the main roster a little bit, because we've seen them on Raw and SmackDown so much. I love this confidence in Lash Legend. I feel like she's definitely, getting into the groove of being on the shows like that. The crowd likes her. She gets pops. Maybe not the biggest pops of the night, though, but they're impressed with what they see. I think that's really great. And in my opinion, I feel like they should put the women's tag titles on the Meta Girls right now and let them build up some good storylines between other people right now, because right now, Jade's out. And when they haven't even talked about her titles yet, they haven't mentioned them at all. It's been weeks now, so they haven't even said them. Bianca hasn't had her belt out. I'll say, let's go ahead and vacate them, have a quick little tournament, a week-long tournament, crown a new winner, have be the Meta Girls, because I feel Lash Legend needs some gold, a good push. And I want people to know Jakara Jackson, because I feel like right now, and I'm not trying to say, because I'm not saying, because all black people look like this, ain't a black thing like that. I'm black too, they ain't black thing like that. But I feel if you put her next to B-Fab, the average viewer couldn't tell you who's who. You know what I'm saying? And I feel giving her this title will give her more distinction with Lash Legend as the Metal Girls. And I feel that'll be a really good idea. And they'll give a chance to have other women on the NXT roster some good rank, some good TV time to fight for those titles. We need some more challenges for them, in my opinion.
No, I think you're right about that. I think that is good, to have that distinction. She's been proving herself. Her and Jakara have really just stepped it up tremendously. I was excited to see her sort of, go after Zarya and Soruka. It was fresh. It was something new. And, we always talk about how there's so many different women, behind the scenes. But I really, truly think that sometimes we just forget all of the different variations of feuds that we can see amongst all of these women. And one of the ones that we got that we also need to talk about is Gigi Dolin and Tatum Paxley versus Jacy, Jayne, and Jazmyn Nix here. The big thing here, first and foremost, I love seeing Gigi and Tatum team up. Like, this is everything that I want and more, but then they added to it, okay? They added to it. Yes. So we ended up seeing Jacy and Jazmyn get the win. I was kind of bummed out to see Gigi and Tatum lose, especially since it was their first time teaming up together. I didn't want to see them lose, but it led to a pretty cool moment, because after this, we're seeing them all attack Gigi and Tatum. But then we end up getting the return of Shotsy, who has been out for several months due to a torn ACL, which is unfortunate. God, I feel like everybody has a torn ACL at this point. But she came back, and now it looks like Gigi, Tatum, and Shotsy are going to be a stable. And I'm so happy, because just last week we thought that Shawn Spears was going to come in and take Gigi Dolin away from Tatum. And now that I saw Shotsy come out, we know that NXT loves to book their female stables with 3 girls. You got 3 girls right now. You got something cool. Let them do something. Let them cook. Let them do their own thing. And Shotsy has been sort of floating around. She's been on the main roster. She's made still appearances on NXT, but nothing has really sort of stuck for Shotsy. This could be it, and we'll never know if we don't give it a chance. So I'm feeling so much better that it doesn't seem like they're following up on that Shawn Spears, Gigi Dolin thing. At least I didn't see anything today of them following up on that.
I'm happy about that too, because I was very big. Run, Gigi, run. Okay, very big on that. I did not want her around Shawn Spears at all. I love that Shotzi's back. First of all, if that's a wig, that's a great wig. Okay, because I remember Shotzi having no hair. Okay, she came back full You know what I'm saying? 20 inch down her butt, cold, rolling, whole full. I don't know where that came from. If she grew back, that's amazing, though. But I love seeing Shotsy back. I love her energy. The crowd loves her because she's a natural favorite from this crowd because they were happy to see her back. And I love that now there's a 3-on-3 against Fatal. Is it Fatal Influence?
Yeah, Fatal Influence.
I'm happy about that. I would love to see potentially Shotsy as a Women's North American champion. I feel that would be a great look. That would be awesome. And I just feel this is really a great program. These women something to do. A 3-on-3, I love it. And even then, we could possibly mix in the new tag champs, the Meta Girls, with these three too. They hold the belts on Freebird rule. There's so many different things we could do right now. So I'm excited about it and love Shotsy's back.
We got 2 super chats here to catch up on. We got Corey MacArthur who says, yo, Denise and Chinedu, I've been putting my new TV stand together, but have to come in and show you guys and the DWO crew. DWO crew, some love NXT. Wow, man, first of all, shout out to you for putting your TV stand together. I get lucky, man. I just give everything to the husband. I'm like, oh, by the way, you need to build this ladder. Oh, you need to build my new desk. Oh, you need to build my drawer. I don't build nothing.
First of all, shout out to Denise's husband because I feel that pain, okay? When women and other people get gifts, when they buy new furniture, they buy like something like IKEA and they buy boxes, they're so excited. They see furniture, they see a desk. Guys like myself and her husband, we don't see that. We see 3 hours of work, 4 hours of work, 5 hours of work. God dang it.
Yeah, and can I do it? Can I do that? Can I build that? It's so funny every single time. And I'm just like, well, whatever. Not my problem. All of a sudden, I'm damsel in distress. Thank you, Corey. Corey also says, I don't care for Wesley's haircut. IJS, lol. What is IJS?
I'm just saying.
Oh, I just saying. All right. I was about to Google IJS.
Yeah.
I just saying.
Honestly though, Corey, I feel you though on the real life. It's different. You know what I'm saying? I can't hate because he got a hairline. I can't hate him about hairline. I can't really talk too much though. But I did like his other hairstyle a little bit more. But I'm with it because it's different. It's different Wes Lee, different persona. So hey, hey.
He stood out more with his old hair, but his new hair makes him look a little bit more grown up.
It does. Like the dreads, whatever, the braids, it definitely a lot more rascal. This is more like grown man.
Yeah.
Stuff, so.
Yeah, I think so too. So maybe he just had to do it, but it's fine for me. Thank you so much to Corey. Alrighty, I think that's pretty much it. We got through all of NXT today. I'm so glad I didn't even know I was going to get through the show, Chin. I was so tired. I was just like, all right, I'm going through the motions right now. But there's just a lot happening at the moment. Of course, I'm still doing WrestleMania, everybody. God, barely 10 days in, but I got 10 videos out there, up there. Just today, I dropped a collaboration video with myself and Simon Miller, who many of you guys know. He's incredibly popular in this space. And we did a video together predicting WWE champions. Check that one out. The next 2 days, spoiler alert, I'm dropping 2 more collaboration videos. Tomorrow's is I'm very excited. And then the one after that is I'm very excited about it too. So I got 2 more collaboration videos coming this week. Keep an eye out for those. And then most importantly, the AEW content. If you are an AEW fan, I welcome you to check out the videos and see what's going on and hear what the wrestlers are saying and whatnot. If you're not an AEW fan and you're a Denise fan, just go watch the video so I can get some YouTube monetization.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Chinedu, what do you got going on?
Besides my tour, tickets will be available very soon. I can go ahead and confirm now. I'll be in Fort Worth February 28th at the BC Comedy Club. Big Lab Comedy Club. I'll be there February 28th. All dates will be finalized and added by the end of this week into next week though. So I'm just getting the venues ready. Waiting on a few more cities though, but I'm very excited about it. I'll be hitting the road. 2025, more cities added soon. It's called the MIO Age Mate Tour. So all my people, all my Laughter Family age mates, come on, I get tickets very soon. ChineduOgu.com. But in the meantime, if you will, I'd like to thank everyone in the DWO that gave a super chat tonight, okay? It means a lot to me. I was a big Chin favor. Denise is a very humble girl. She ain't gonna say how much she be spending on things, whatever, but she be spending, listen, this stuff costs, okay? And if you guys in turn can go watch those videos, it'll mean a whole lot with Swerve, Bobby Lashley, Brian Danielson, Thunder Rosa, Tony Khan. Denise asked the questions y'all want to know. It is not no BS. What's your favorite color? What's your It's real good interviews, all right? Good content, good questions. Check it out. She has a video with Simon Miller, y'all. How many people bust down the forbidden door of wrestling entertainment like Denise? Work with Fightful, What Culture, Wrestle Talk, Cultaholic. She does it all, okay? This girl works her ass off, all right? So do me a favor, go watch some videos, hit that like button, drop a comment, hit that share button, okay? On everything, all right? Don't be a dick. Give it a click. And that's all I got.
Alrighty, everyone. That's it for us here today. Tomorrow, I haven't posted all of the streams yet. I got to get going with that. But tomorrow, Reg and I will be here doing an Winter is Coming watch along. That is right. Winter is Coming watch along is coming tomorrow. Too many comings here, but you guys get what I'm saying. It's happening. It's happening. Winter is coming. It's coming. But we're gonna be doing a watch along and a post show for that, and then Friday I'll be here with Robin to do the SmackDown post show, and then this Saturday is Saturday night's main event. So I'll be here also doing a watch along and post show for that. So a lot happening this whole entire month. It's very, very busy. So thank you to everybody who's checked out the channel. Click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.